So there's 10 lessons I learned. So there are so those are Hello guys, and how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Dee, and if this is the first time you're seeing my face, please go ahead and click that big red subscribe button. Welcome to the channel. Don't forget to click the post notification bell right beside it so you get updated every single time I post something new. Don't forget to like, comment and share. Thank you very much. Anyway, so as you can tell from the title, today's video is going to be 10 lessons I learned from uni and 5 bonus tips on surviving college or university, depending on what. These could also apply to school generally, so but I'm saying this because I recently wrote my final exam, so I guess I'm definitely not going back to university. So I could say that there's a couple of things I picked up along the way, some things I learned, some things I learned not to do, and I thought I'll share with you guys. So without any further delay, let's get right into the video. To begin, the first thing that I learned in uni is that people are diverse, and that might not always work out for you. So if you're like me and you probably schooled in the same environment throughout high school, primary school and all that kind of stuff, then you would probably be meeting the same kind of people over and over again. But then the thing about university is that because there's less universities than actual primary schools and secondary schools, a lot of diverse people, there's a variety of people that end up going to the same university at the same time. So you will meet people that you have never met in your life, people who don't think the same way you do, people who don't have the same values, people who treat people differently, people from different walks of life, people who are extremely wealthy, some who have had to struggle a little bit more in life. I don't know, it's just accepting that this is a new environment, that this is a new setting, and unless you understand that, you'll probably get frustrated, especially in situations of roommates and course mates. I think that I've gotten used to dealing with people who are more extroverted than me, people who are a little bit more shy, people who are a little bit more loud. The major thing to get from here is that you just need to understand and accept that people are not all the same. It will just make your whole life easier. Just accept that people are diverse. So the second lesson I learned from university is that time management is extremely hard, but it's also extremely necessary. So I often joke to my siblings that when you get to university, it would seem like you have less hours in a day, because my school, we had 8 a.m. classes most of the day, and it will either end by 12 or 4, depending on what your timetable is for the day. So if you are not good at managing your time, you will find out that you will go to class, you will attempt to rest, and before you know, you're getting food for dinner, and that's the end of that day. But the thing about uni is that you have to manage your time. It's extremely necessary. If you don't, you will end up either missing out on your academics or missing out on your social life. Like, there has to be a balance, and that time management is to make sure that balance exists between the two, if that makes any sense. I'm not saying that go to school and then try your best to cover all your academics and then just ignore your social life so that you can manage your time properly, because if you don't have a social life, you will leave university regretting that you didn't. So what you need to do maybe to fix this is that plan your day ahead. Try not to do things that you didn't plan. If you have a to-do list, if your class ends by this time, if this is when you have to have lunch or have to have dinner, just keep that in mind so that you don't spend so much time on one thing and then forget the other. If you have to study, schedule it. If you have to go out, schedule it. If you have a party to go to, I'm not saying that you should go to party shop, but if you have a party to go to, schedule it on your calendar so that you make sure that you are not eating away from one time to the other. That way you don't get you don't have a lot of workload at the end of the week or at the end of the month or at the end of the semester, and also you still have time to relax and have fun. So the third lesson I learned from university is that good friends are extremely important. I'm not giving you that pep talk that your parents gave you when you went to uni. Oh, is it bad company corrupts good manners or something like that? But I know that almost every single person heard that when they were going to university. In this case, I'm saying that aside from having friends who are a good influence on you, you also need friends who bring out the best in you. You need friends that compliment you and also are, I don't know how to explain this. What word can I use? If you are a shy person, obviously you would probably have friends that are a little bit more introverted the way you are, but you also need friends who are more outgoing, so you and your entire squad don't end up staying indoors for the rest of the 4 years or 5 years that you're going to be in university. You need friends that are bold and confident to push you out of your comfort zone. You also need friends who are extremely studious, so your conscience will judge you when you see them going to study at night. You need friends who are willing and able to offer advice when you're going through something. Like, you just need good friends for every situation that goes on. Like, if you lack good friends, you will probably go through university feel like you are alone, and that's the worst feeling. That's the easiest way to give into anxiety and depression. The fourth lesson I learned from uni is that it is so important to leave your comfort zone once in a while. This one I failed at most of the time because I have my space, I have my bubble, I have my boundaries, and I would rather not leave my comfort zone. Like, if anybody knows me and my bed, we are best friends. I just love to stay indoors, and I prefer to do things I was more comfortable with. To be honest, people in my school were joining dance groups, auditioning for the choir, and going for mood competitions, and I was just there. I like this part. I'm just saying it because I know now that I should have actually done better. In my final year, I finally did something that was a little bit out of my comfort zone, and you know what, it wasn't actually all that bad at all. So I would say, yeah, really do push yourself out of your comfort zone once in a while. I'm not saying do things that will make you uncomfortable regularly, because then you will just be making yourself feel some type of way for no reason whatsoever. But once in a while, you'll be like, you know what, it would not be so bad to do this, it would not be so bad to try and experience something like this. Also, please don't do anything dangerous. I'm not saying like put your life in danger or anything like that, but please, it is very important that you leave your comfort zone once in a while, whether it's academically, whether it is socially, whether it's in the aspects of extracurriculars. Just leave your comfort zone once in a while. The fifth lesson I learned from university is that it is so easy to get distracted. Like, I will tell you now that if you want to be distracted in school, it is ready and available for you. There's always something happening outside school. But the thing is that it's very important not to get distracted by the things going on around you all the time. Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have fun or go out and stuff like that, but then you know the difference between fun and a distraction. There's some things that are just not necessary. And this also applies to online distraction. There's situations where I don't know, you just get engrossed in what's going on online and you completely forget about what all the things you have to do. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you had an assignment or a project to do, and maybe at some point you just decided, okay, let me just pick up my phone for a second and just relax my brain, meditate for a little while, and before you know it, you spend the next 2 hours on your phone, and that's the end of that study session. Like, it happened to me a lot. So it's very important to realize that it's very easy to get distracted. There's always events to go to, there's always things to see, there's always people to go out with, there's always there's always something to do in uni. So if you do know that you don't want to get distracted, then probably be careful. Like, it's just something to look out for. Next lesson is that you can learn from your mistakes. This is now founded on the fact that you will make mistakes. That's just the truth. Your result might not be, or your GPA might not be the best in 100 level on your first year, on your freshman year. It might not be the best. You learn from that. Your first friendship is probably going to go down the drain, or it might not. You learn from that. Maybe the first time that you had to do a presentation, you completely sucked. You learn from that. Like, you will make various mistakes, but it's very important that you learn from every single one of them, because that's the only way you can grow. If not, well, sorry. Anyway, the seventh one is that your education goes beyond what you learn in school. This one I cannot stress enough, because I get it. You're here, your parents paid your school fees, you paid your school fees, somebody paid your school fees so you can come here and go to school. If you only learn inside the classroom, you will leave uni being not thoroughly educated. There's education in your dorm rooms, there's education in your cafeteria, there's education in the extracurriculars, there's different types. There's manners, there's etiquette, there's how to relate with people, there's leadership skills, so many things that you learn outside the classroom. So it's very important to note that as you're getting educated here, you also need to learn here too, so that your education is complete. The eighth one is that self-care is key. It's very, very important, and I'm talking mental, physical, spiritual, all that kind of stuff. Like, you need to take care of yourself. Physical, I'm talking about, you could work out. Try not to lose yourself because of this environment that you're in, because it's extremely easy to do. So you need to take care of yourself physically. Try not to get bummed out. Like, there's just a feeling of like, who cares, I'm in school, I can dress however, I can do whatever, like, who cares, who's looking at me, this school is filled like 1,000 people, who cares what I do? No, nobody cares, but you're supposed to. So self-care is very important, like hygiene and the way you dress and stuff, like just the way you appear, because you never know who you might meet. Then what else? Mental care. Like, I cannot stress this enough. So many people in school are depressed, so many people in school have anxiety, have mental issues that go, like, I'm not talking about people are insane or anything like that, but then there's certain people who are not taking care of themselves up here because they are just overwhelming themselves with everything that's going on, overwhelming themselves with the, I don't know, like, it could just be a lot to packing at the same time. The people, the courses, the activities, everything could just affect someone in a negative way. So it's important to step back once in a while, relax, try and make sure that you're okay, like 100% or at least 90. Make sure you're okay upstairs, and make sure that you're not pushing yourself beyond what you can take. Because once you get to that point, it will start to show in other areas of your life, to start show physically in your academics and all that kind of stuff. And then spiritual self. Like, when I say spiritual self-care now, is that, I don't know, there is obviously the body, mind, and the soul. So you need to take care of your soul, because I think it kind of reflects on your physical, what your spirit is going through. I don't know how to explain this. Like, if it's to pray, if it's to meditate, read your Bible, I believe like spiritual self-care is so important, because it could actually help with the other two. Make sure you're in tune with your God. Like, that's so important. Like, you have no idea how important that is, because there's really so much you could handle as a human being without seeking help from those around you and seeking help from God. So yeah, that's all for self. Then the next one is ask for help. This is the 9th lesson I learned. It is okay to ask for help from your lecturers, from your professors, from your classmates, from your friends, from random strangers. Ask for help so that you don't end up just walking around thinking you're an island. If you don't learn how to ask for help, you will get stuck so many times and don't know how to pull yourself out. It's very terrible. It's not something that you want to be found in. And the final tip that I learned, or the final lesson that I learned in uni, is that fam, don't stress, everything is going to be okay. Like, I kid you not, no matter how bad it looks, no matter how difficult it looks at the beginning, eventually you will come to a point and be like, oh my god, I'm actually done. It wasn't actually that bad though. Like, it wasn't actually that bad. So don't stress, everything will work out in the end. Why does my lash keep doing that? Like, did I offend you? Did I offend you? Like, can't. So yeah, don't stress, everything will be fine. Just take it one step at a time, go with the flow sometimes, but sometimes to make sure that your head is screwed on straight. Anyway, those are 10 lessons that I learned from university. The first one is that figure out what time of day that you are the most productive and then make use of it. I know that back when I was in school, when it came to exams, most people wanted to read all through the night, but that might not always work for you. You might, like, if you know that you're the kind of person who is more energetic and more alert in the morning, you should probably fix all your heavy work during the day and then do some light reading or some light work at night. The second one is that try your best to keep your Fridays as open as possible. Now, this one I think is a hack, because I realized that most times when you have an assignment, a project, a presentation due the next week, it's very easy to leave it up for Friday or the weekend. This is a trick and a lie of the devil, because I promise you, once it gets to Friday, your mind isn't even on school anymore. I swear, you just want to chill, relax. Like, you finally have a day free. Why would you use that to study or use that to do an assignment? So I would tell you, try your best to keep your work within the week and then leave the weekends off for relaxing. You're welcome. The third one is that learn and master your study methods. This one I cannot stress it enough, because some people, they like to summarize their notes and they read later. Some people like to make their own notes. Some people like to jot. Some people like to cram. So you need to learn your study methods and then master them. Don't try to use somebody else's own. Some people like to read with music. Some people like complete silence when they're reading. Some people like when they're in the library. Some people cannot read in the library. Some people like to read in their dorm room. Some people can absolutely not lie down and read. So you need to find out how your study methods are and how you can improve them, master them, and make them work perfectly for you. The fourth tip is that don't forget to sleep. I wish I had actually followed this one in school. See, it's not worth it. There were days where I would stay up all night and sleep maybe by 6 a.m. and then wake up by a few minutes to 8 to get ready for an 8 a.m. class. Like, why? And the thing is that it will show. You will lose weight, you will have eye bags, your complexion will become dull, you'll become unnecessarily tired and grumpy all the time. Like, don't forget to sleep. Like, school is already hard enough. Try and go to bed. Sleep, at least get 6 to 7 hours of sleep, and then I swear you'll be a lot better. Fifth tip I have is always take cash out with you. Your debit card will ruin you. I tell you the truth. So this one is more like a hack too. When you're going out, when you need to go get something, when you're going shopping, I swear, make a list, put prices to it, and then take out the exact money you need for that trip. Because if you go out with your debit card with no cash, you can't see the money, so you feel like, oh, I have money in my account, that's fine. You will end up spending way more than you need to, and you go broke every other week. So please carry cash with you. And apart from the fact that you might not want to use your debit card, it's also very important that in case you're going out or to places that you don't really know, even if you're going out with people or you drove out there, it's important to carry cash just in case there's an emergency or there's something you need to get right on the spot. So that's another tip that helped me out in uni. The final tip is have fun. This is coming from the person, yeah, actually I think I'm qualified to tell you this. Have fun, I swear. Apart from school, you have friends, there'll be events in school, there'll be events outside of school. Do what you need to do to have fun. Make it contained, regulate it to a certain extent, but still make sure you have fun. You will never be in university again. Like, trust me, undergraduate level is not the same as masters or PhD. So I assure you, you will never be in uni again. You will never be this young again. You will never be this open-minded again. So please have fun. Alright guys, so that brings us to the very end of this video. I hope it was informative. I hope you enjoyed it. So if you want to see more content like this, please let me know. I hope it's not that long. I hope I can edit it to be a little shorter. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, I will see you in my next one. I love you all so much. Bye.